know this situation when you have nothing to watch, so you browse Netflix, then they keep showing you the same 10 movies, but one catches your attention because it's really pushed forward. Leave the World Behind has a great hook, thanks to its cast and the concept presented in a trailer. Your mind is immediately racing, trying to imagine why these people are stuck in this house together, and how the movie will pit them against each other and bring events that will force them to act out their survival instincts. Forget what you thought about. Leave the World Behind is just a pamphlet, and today we'll explain why you shouldn't waste your time with it. Leaving common sense behind. The main issue with Leave the World Behind is probably its marketing. It's sold as a tense thriller with twists and turns. It's probably the intention, but it falls flat. The characters are just vessels for political messages, and there's nothing showing us their humanity or a tangible existence whatsoever. They're just functional. It's especially apparent when Mahershala Ali's character shows up and explains he had issues on the road and came back to the house he rented to Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts' family. At no point when it's clear there's a massive problem does the family attempt to go back to their home to check on the people they know, even though they witnessed a huge oil tanker crashing on the coast a few scenes earlier. No one reacts. So, after seeing that, you may be thinking it's not a horrific thriller, because the director doesn't care about building its characters to create emotional tension. So what is this movie, really? Well, after thinking about it, we believe Leave the World Behind is about a rich white family unable to mix with black people. Even though they are also rich, they don't believe they're rich. They try to appear as welcoming in a typical Democrat fashion, but in reality, they're worse than the survivalist next door, played by Kevin Bacon, who appears to have some sort of friendship with Mahershala Ali. All the cyber attack plot is an excuse to talk about America's flawed elitism. We'd argue it was possible to handle both aspects at the same time, but here it's a failure in both cases because it never goes deeper than surface level criticism, or at least that's what we saw when watching the movie. Do you agree with us? If not, let us know in the comments. We'd be happy to discuss it with you. Jordan Peele's school of empty filmmaking. Outside of the characters being clichés, the directing falls for every modern trick popularized by directors like Jordan Peele. It worked in Get Out, but even Peele failed to captivate with Us and Nope. And, unfortunately, Leave the World Behind borrows from these two movies and tries to make it look like some Fincher type of work where you think about your shot for months and months. But it's not. It's Netflix, so it's cheap CGI. Scratch the paint and all these convoluted shots supposed to impress you either makes no sense or bring nothing to the storytelling, which is about the worst thing a movie can do. Let's take an example. At one point, the family goes out of the house to finally try to reach civilization, but their way is blocked by thousands of Teslas crashed on the road. The cars are of course all white to try to give meaning. In a regular movie, it would be to express some sort of lost innocence of a nation under attack, or the sterility of technology. Here, we believe it's about showing the destruction of some sort of elite, a new elite. If you distance yourself from the symbols, the situation loses all kinds of sense. Why didn't they encounter self-driving cars going crazy before? Why did the car only start to come crashing again after they understand what's going on? Why is there only one car to the left and one to the right to allow them to dodge the cars? Why don't they go on the side of the road where there's plenty of space, as it's shown in the movie, with a drone shot? Nonetheless, there's no reason other than to create a shock effect. It's everything you want to avoid, to immerse people in your movie. Questions you can't answer. The salt, the flavor of such movies is usually that you can theorize why stuff happen the way they do. It works great in a movie like Sixth Sense, for instance, where you understand some of the awkward situations after the final reveal. In Leave the World Behind, the questions you ask yourself can be answered by what's presented in the movie. So, the only logical conclusion you can get to is that it didn't make sense in the first place. Why do deer gather around the little girl in the beginning? Why do the animals run off only 10 minutes after seeing Julia Roberts and Mahershala Ali's daughter screaming at them? Why not from the start? Why do they gather around them? Why don't they attack? How can Mahershala Ali find the severed arm of a plane pilot buried in the sand before seeing or smelling the hundreds of dead bodies in front of him? The truth is that there's no answer, because no one was brave enough to call out the creative smelling their own fart. It was all made to create the shots they wanted without thinking about what would happen in a logical sense. Perhaps you have a deeper meaning to this, and in this case we invite you to share it with us and maybe change our perspective on the movie. So, is Leave the World Behind worth watching? Leave the World Behind isn't worth watching. It will frustrate you. It has talented actors such as Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, Julia Roberts, and a Kevin Bacon cameo. But the children, which is about 50% of the cast in screen time, are insufferable. The plot doesn't make sense, and nothing seems to have any importance outside of the director's political agenda. It's long, uneventful, and it will blueball you, with a lame ending masquerading as something you need to think about. Why this ending? Why end with like the girl watching Friends? Like, is it like a refusal of the modern world? Like a 2023 child going back to the 90s, early 2000s, living an age she never knew before the technology? It doesn't matter because it's never explained and you cannot understand nothing about it. Perhaps by reading the book you can find some sort of logic. But if you just watch the movie, which is what about 90% of the people do, it's a lame movie. It's a bad movie. Do you agree with us? Let's get more in depth and discuss it in the comments. Thank you for listening. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on My Take Peace.